Section 57 of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, translated by Courtney Langdon. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Purgatorio, Canto 23. Purgatory, the sixth ring. Gluttony. The punishment of gluttons. Forese donati.
While I, as likewise he is wont to do who wastes his life in hunting little birds, was piercing thus the green leaves with mine eyes, my more than father said to me,
My son, come on now, for the time assigned to us should be more usefully distributed.
I turned my face, and no less soon my steps, behind the sages, who so talked that walking they caused to be of no expense to me. Then lo, in tearful and in singing tones,
My lips, Lord,
was heard in such a way that to delight and sorrow it gave birth. O gentle father, what is that I hear? Said I. And he then,
Shades who, moving on, loosen perhaps the knot of what they owe.
as pilgrim travellers do, who lost in thought on meeting unknown people on the road, turn round to look at them, but do not stop. Even so behind us, though more quickly moving, there came a band of souls, who as they passed, devout and silent, gazed at us in wonder. Each was expressionless and hollow-eyed, pale in his face, and lacking so in flesh, that of his bones his skin assumed the shape. I do not think that even XXIII became so withered into utter skin, because of fasting, when he feared it most. Thinking within myself, I said, Behold the people who once lost Jerusalem when Mary thrust her beak into her Son. The sockets of their eyes seemed gemless rings, and he that Omo reads in human faces would surely there have recognized the M. Who would believe the perfume of a fruit and odour of a water could so act and cause such craving, if he knew not how? I still was wondering what so famished them, because the reason of their being lean and of their wretched scurf was not yet clear, when lo, a shade from deep within his head, turning his eyes toward me, looked hard, and then cried out aloud,
What grace is this to me?
I never should have known him by his face, but that to me was in his voice revealed, which in itself his aspect had suppressed. That spark rekindled all that I had known of that disfigured countenance, and thus I recognized it as Forese's face.
Prithee, heed not the dried-up scab,
he pleaded,
which discolours thus my skin, nor any lack of flesh that I may have. But tell the truth about thyself, and who those two souls are who bear thee company. Refrain no longer from addressing me.
I answered him, Thy face, which once as dead I mourned for, gives me now no smaller cause for weeping, that I see it so disfigured. For God's sake tell me then what strips you thus. Make me not talk and wonder too, for ill can he converse who longs for something else.
A virtue from the eternal will,
he said,
comes down into the water and the tree we left behind, whereby I thus grow lean. And all these people who in tears are singing, because of following unchecked love of food, are here re-sanctified in thirst and hunger, the pleasant odour issuing from the fruit, and from the spray which o'er the verdure spreads, kindles in us the wish to eat and drink. And not once only is our pain renewed, as on this floor we move around. Our pain, I say, though solace sought to be my word, for to the tree doth that same longing lead us, which once led Christ in happiness to cry, My God, when with his blood he set us free.
And I to him, Forese, from the day when thou didst for a better life change world, 5 years have not yet rolled away till now. If power of sinning further ended in thee before the coming of that happy hour of sorrow, which re-weddeth us to God, how is it thou art come up here? I thought that I should find thee still below, down there, where time restores itself by means of time, whence he to me,
My Nella, with the tears which streamed from her, enabled me to drink the pleasant wormwood of this pain so soon. She, with her pious prayers and with her sighs, hath drawn me from the hillside where one waits, and freed me from the other lower rings. So much the dearer a delight to God is my poor widow whom I loved so much, the more alone she is in doing right, for far more modest in its women is the wild Barbagia region of Sardinia than the Barbagia which I left her in. O my dear brother, what wouldst have me say? I have, e'en now, a future time in sight, to which this hour will not be very old, when from the pulpits shameless Florence women will be prohibited to go abroad showing their bosoms with the breasts exposed. What Barbary women or what Saracens e'er needed spiritual or other laws to keep them covered up when going out? But if the shameless ones were sure of what a swiftly moving heaven prepares for them, their mouths for howling would be open now. For, if my foresight here deceive me not, they'll grieve, ere that one's cheek grows hair who still is hushed with lullabies. Now, brother, see, I pray, that from me thou no longer hide. Thou seest that not only I, but all these people gaze where thou dost veil the sun.
Hence I to him, If thou recall to mind what thou with me wast once, and with thee I, still grievous will our present memory be. Who goes before me turned me from that life the other day, when that one sister round was seen by you, and at the sun I pointed. Through the deep night hath he conducted me, and from among the truly dead, still clothed in this real flesh, which follows in his steps. Thence his encouragements have drawn me on, as up I climbed, and circled round the mount, which straightens you whom crooked made the world. He says that he will make me his companion, till there I am where Beatrice shall be. Up there without him must I needs remain. Virgil is he who tells me so, at him I pointed, and this other one, the shade, because of whom just now on every slope your realm, which from itself removes him, quaked.
End of Purgatorio, Canto 23.